recording now. Thanks, Hannah. Thanks for letting us know. Got
Happy
Hannah over
Monday.
here off the screen. You can't see her. She's the master, puppet master. Happy Monday to you too, buddy.
Yeah.
How you doing? It's the week after our Christmas party.
Week after Christmas party.
Great time.
It was a great time. We had a great turnout.
Oh my gosh. If you haven't made it to one of our holiday parties,
You're missing out.
oh buddy, they get crazy. We got
Crazy.
giveaways. I mean, we put Oprah to shame.
Right.
Everybody gets
Yeah.
something, and bingo's crazy. Everybody has a great time. Haven't had any fist fights yet, but came
Nothing
close
yet.
a couple of times. Today we're going to talk about decoding headlines, but in particular, how to ignore that financial noise and focus on your plan. We are bombarded with negative headlines, and that emotional impact it can have on somebody can really at least lead someone to making irrational decisions or knee-jerk decisions that they regret later.
We do, and you said it, Mark. We're constantly getting bombarded with financial headlines. Some alarming, some confusing, a lot confusing, actually. Why do you think people react so strongly to the financial news, even when it may not apply to them?
I think because the media outlets, whether it's traditional and mainstream media or now social media, online media sources, they understand that the way to get attention is to scare the living daylights out of you, and so there are folks that are way more intelligent when it comes to this than I am that have figured out words and phrases to get people's attention. There could be two separate articles, one talking about how positive and wonderful the financial outlook is, and another one about how you're going to lose your home and your shirt off your back and everything else if you don't pay attention to this. You are immediately going to look at the negative one. You're just it's human nature to focus on the negative because evolutionarily we're trying to make sure that we don't get eaten by saber-toothed tigers and all kinds of other stuff. So we're always drawn to negative and focusing on that. And so the purveyors of media know this, and so they use negative headlines to get attention. They scare the heck out of people to get eyeballs, because ultimately at the end of the day, what are they trying to do? They want to sell advertising. Right. They got somebody out there some company wanting to sell toothpaste or automobiles or pharmaceuticals, and the way they are able to price that out and make revenue selling advertisement is to have viewership, have eyeballs on that. And if you aren't paying for the news that you are consuming, you are the product.
Right. That is true.
So Troy, what are some of the most common financial noise headlines you see that tend to scare and mislead those wanting to invest?
I think now, maybe the last couple of years, it seems like recession has been on the mind. Every time you turn on the news, somebody's talking about the next recession, and here we go, buckle up, this is what we're going to have, and I don't know, they've been talking about it, and it's yet to hit, but it's been the hot topic, and I've had people ask about it in reviews because they hear it, recession. Are we going into recession? What do you think about the recession? Is it actually going to happen? And I think one thing with that is we've educated our clients to let them know we will have a recession. Obviously, they've been talking about it daily, but we will have a recession. I think to educate them and let them know we will have a recession, and that's why we go back to every dollar has a timeline, every dollar has a purpose, and we're prepared for it. So when we actually have the recession that they've been talking about for quite some time now, we plan for it, and we'll be ready for it.
Well, and like you mentioned, they've been talking about this for, it seems like several years now. In fact, our chief investment officer, Mark Sorensen, will often kind of quip that this is the most talked about recession that hasn't manifested in his lifetime. And the reality is that we'll keep hearing it. And by the way, there will be a recession at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know when. You don't know when.
No.
But we want to make sure that the folks we serve are prepared for it. And it's just a natural cycle, a natural financial cycle. We will have bear markets. We will have periods of recession where the economy contracts. And it's our job to help our clients put together plans that allow them to absorb that rather than being fearful of it and constantly wringing their hands about when it might happen. That we have strategies in place that allow us to not only weather it, but maybe even take advantage of it during those downturns.
Yep.
That's a great point. Recession is a big one. Earlier this year, from 2025, talking about tariffs. I mean, early on, everybody was panicked back in April, and the sky was falling. Now, to be candid, the folks that we serve, they were not freaked out. In fact, we had questions about it, but even with all the negative headlines and even the stock market reacting negatively, kind of early April, we really didn't have a lot of folks that were freaked out by that moment. In fact, we had a few folks that were actually reaching out to us, seeing that as an opportunity to do a couple of strategic moves as opposed to being something to be fearful of. And it always gives me goosebumps when our clients call us up and say, hey, is now the time to do that Roth conversion thing that you talked about? Or, hey, is now the right time to add money and take advantage of this kind of pullback? That means that we've done a really good job of putting a plan in place, educating the folks that we serve, what to look out for, and then what not to be afraid of, and when to see opportunity versus being fearful.
Yep, absolutely. So when markets are volatile, Mark, and headlines are dramatic, what steps can people take to stay grounded? Not only stay grounded, but stick to the long-term plan.
I think if somebody's feeling uneasy, we would always encourage them to reach out to our team, schedule some time to review the plan that we have in our planning program that we've designed to help them get to and through retirement. And just oftentimes revisiting that and seeing where things are strategically and seeing what's at risk and when is it needed in the plan and what's not at risk, and how we take measures to make sure that the folks we serve are able to weather those negative periods of time, economically speaking, that puts their mind at ease. They start to, sometimes it's out of sight, out of mind. They forget about it, and they may be concentrating on what they have in the stock market versus the money that they have strategically that's not in the stock market that was purposely put there through the planning process to be able to weather that inevitable downturn, that inevitable bear market. And when they start to see that balance that they're in and realize they can, most of the folks that we work, we strive to have them in a position where they can weather a major market downturn. We're talking about a severe bear market that lasts many, many years and never have to bat an eye because they have resources in places that allow them to maintain their lifestyle, adjusted for taxes, inflation, and healthcare, even if the market's down, because they're not forced to be in a situation to sell during a downturn. In fact, many of them are in a position then to be able to take advantage of that downturn and maybe gobble up some of those depressed assets while everybody else is panicking. So just reviewing that plan, I think, is the answer there. Making sure that you schedule some time with the team, schedule some time with us. We'll go back over everything so you know how it's laid out and help put your mind at ease.
Yep. Good point.
Mr. Westendorf.
Yes.
How important is it having a personalized financial plan during times of heightened news anxiety? We just talked kind of about what you should do or what we think you should do. Why is it so important?
It's extremely important. For one, with our PT5 process, I can't tell you how many people we brought through the process that were maybe at first had high anxiety, wondering if they had enough resources to get them through retirement.
You mentioned PT5, but our clients know what PT5 is. But folks that are listening that maybe aren't clients of ours, or this was passed on by one of the folks that we serve, somebody that's important to them. What does PT5 stand for?
So the PT is purpose and timeline, and we have 5 steps that we bring them through. Discovery is the first one. That's actually the first visit where we really get to know each other. They get to ask us questions. We get to ask them questions. That's actually probably the best step, that is that discovery process, because you really get to lay it all on the table. what does retirement look like for you? What do they want to do in retirement? Do they have enough resources is usually the question. And then we gather all the information and we come back and have that analysis visit. So that'd be the second step. Then you have the implementation, the action plan. And then fifthly is the probably one of the most overlooked with most people is that annual review visit. We require anyone that comes on board with us to have, at a minimum, an annual review.
Yeah, it's not just a suggestion, it's a requirement.
Correct.
These aren't the type of planning that we strive to do here at our firm is not a crock pot. We don't set it, forget it, and walk away. It's active. We want to make sure that we're staying on top of even seemingly insignificant changes. We want to stay on top of those so that we can make those little adjustments as opposed to waiting years going by and then having that oh no moment that something else is kind of manifested that's nasty. And that PT5, the purpose and timeline is our philosophy. Every dollar has a purpose. Every dollar has a timeline. How many times have we had folks that come into our office and they have a bunch of financial stuff? It's baggage that they brought with them over their lifetime.
Yep.
They bought something from this person, or they bought this insurance policy from an insurance person, and they bought this investment from an investment person, and they have this retirement plan from where they used to work, and they have all of this baggage. They don't even know how any of it works together, what's useful, what's not, what's productive, what's counterproductive. And our job then is to organize that to the best of our ability, help them determine what to keep, what to toss, what to replace, and put it all in a structure to get them to and through retirement, at least strive to do so. And our guiding philosophy is that every dollar has a purpose, every dollar has a timeline, and you really shouldn't be buying investment strategies or products until you really have a concrete structure of how that all is, how all of that is going to work. It's kind of like I wouldn't encourage you to go out to Menards or Home Depot or Gilchrist Jewett or some other home builder supply store and start buying supplies to build your home until you had a blueprint of what home you're going to build. Is it a ranch? Is it a 2-story? Is it a split level? How many rooms? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? How many kitchens? I kind of say that jokingly, but if you go to the supply store and say, I want to buy some kitchen sinks for the home I'm building, and you don't have a plan, they might sell you as many kitchen sinks as you're willing to buy. So it's really important to have a structure. And when you have that plan in place, using like we use our PT5 strategy or a process to put those strategies into place, it does give you a sense of calm and stability and knowing what to do.
It does, yeah. You can watch the calmness once we get through that second visit, showing them where they're at, where they're going to be, because we can look out 10, 20, 30 years down the road and say, hey, here's what things look like on your current spend. Things don't have to change, or here's the adjustments that we should make, or what we could do to make this plan a little bit more beneficial to them. But you definitely get to see the anxiety and the worry and the stress start to fall off the shoulders.
Yeah, I want to point out something too. That process, that PT5 retirement planning process that we walk folks through, I think a lot of the stress, worry, and anxiety is about not knowing, as opposed to you're going to be okay. Because not everybody that goes through that is sitting fine. It's like not everybody that goes through PT5 comes out on the other end with a glowing report. You're going to be just okay. You have nothing to worry about. There are a lot of folks that we meet with that need to make some major changes, adjustments. However, they still get that sense of that relief that, at least I know what to do now. There are action steps I can take to get me from point A to point B. And on the other hand, we have some folks that come in who are wringing their hands about whether they're going to be able to transition to retirement or not. And they got plenty of resources. They actually have more of an estate planning issue or a tax issue down the road than running out of money. So the process itself just helps us get our arms around where somebody is financially relative to how they would like it to be, how it is today, how they would like it to be, and with all of their financial resources, how does that all work together? And then we can lay out strategies, actions to take to get them closer to that vision. But the discovery visit, as you mentioned before, is probably one of my favorites. That's where we get to really appreciate what's important to somebody, because one person's idea of retirement is vastly different than the next person that walks in.
Yep.
And their resources are different. Some folks have a lot. Some folks don't have as much. Some folks with a lot are going to be in trouble because they just never took time to really develop a spending plan, and it's all going out the window. And then we have other folks who are really, wonderful. It's living within their means and have designed a lifestyle that they can reasonably maintain with the resources they've accumulated. So it's great. But the whole process is designed to uncover those unknowns and help folks kind of eliminate some of that uncertainty.
Yeah, I think it's a good point, Mark. The discovery process too. We ask for a lot of information, but I think those that are ready to I want to know where I'm sitting, how things look. I don't think it's as overwhelming as someone might think it is, because I think they're ready to put it all on the table and say, here's where we are. We want to know.
Yeah, those are the folks that probably have the most success, are the ones that come in with a real desire to do the work, provide the details that are needed, and even if they're a little anxious, a little nervous, they really do at the end of the day want to get to the bottom of where am I right now relative to where I want to go. I want to know. In fact, we hear that a lot. What brought you in today? It might be one of the first questions we ask somebody. What brought you in today? What were you hoping we could help you out with? And oftentimes it's some sort of variation of, we want to know, are we going to be okay? Are we on track? Are we off track? Are we going to be able to maintain our desired lifestyle adjusted for inflation to and through retirement? They just want to know.
All right, perfect. Well, any other thoughts or suggestions for turning off the financial noise other than turning off the news?
That's usually the first one. I tell folks to ignore that. Just turn it off. Don't recognize what it is for what it is, and that's companies trying to sell advertisement to other companies that want to sell products.
And it doesn't matter the network.
No, it doesn't matter the network. It doesn't matter if it's political leanings. Doesn't matter. They're all doing the same thing. I mean, you turn on more conservative talk radio, they're hawking gold left and right. Buy gold, buy gold, buy gold. And guess what? They're all sponsored by these companies selling gold. It is what it is. You just know that the whole premise there is to attract your attention, not necessarily with wonderful articles about how wonderful things are or positive things, but all these negative things coming at you. And boy, it'll drive you bonkers. So just tune it out and make sure that you have strategies in place that allow you to continue to maintain your desired lifestyle, regardless of economic conditions. And when you do that, when you strive to do that and you put those type of strategies in place, boy, I mean, does the worry, anxiety just kind of melt away?
Agreed.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Take care.